Late Thursday afternoon, the duo accused of savagely murdering British teen Dominic Bernard made their initial appearances before Magistrate Judy Latchman. The indictable charge of murder was read to Heer and Hing, the godbrother, and his close friend, Stamen George. They were not required to plead. They were represented by attorney-at-law Nigel Hughes, who mounted a defense along the lines of the investigators improperly handling the information. The men were remanded and the matter was transferred to the courtroom of the Chief Magistrate for Friday the 15th, today's date. Safe TV2 headline news returned to the courts, and there, 3 other persons said to be accomplices to the crime also made appearances after they were charged. They are Crystal Thomas, the girlfriend of George, Stephanie Henry, George's mother-in-law, and 19-year-old Jamel Sinclair, who was contracted to bury Bernard's belongings. The 3 were jointly charged for being accessories to the brutal crime when they appeared before Chief Magistrate Anne McLennan. The court heard of their involvement in the death of the young Briton, and the Chief Magistrate remanded the trio to prison. The matter involving Hing and George, on the other hand, was transferred to the Wim Magistrates Court. The matter will again be heard on January 21. The dastardly act sent shockwaves throughout the nation, as many were left wondering why the young man met such a tragic end. Dominic Bernard was an aspiring filmmaker who traveled to Guyana in pursuit of this. That never truly materialized, since the young man was cut down by Hing and George, who detailed the horrific incident to lawmen. Bernard was beaten to death, robbed and then buried in a 1-foot sandy grave in the Nurney Backlands quarantine. This all happened on the night of October 14, 2015, a few hours after the British teen arrived in Guyana. The discovery of the body led to the entire fiasco coming out in the open, after the cornered suspects began spilling the beans. Meanwhile, the youth's family members lament the loss of the young man, whom they described as someone with a bright future ahead of him. Dominic Bernard hailed from Epsom in Surrey, England, and was expected to return there on November 5, 2015. That plan dashed from reality after those accused unconscionably ended his life. For Safe TV2 Headline News, Kingsley Bryan.